Hi guys, this is the second part of list lesson, and in this lesson we are going to explain the remaining functions used in lists. We already got familiar with indexes and types in a list, such as integers, strings, floats. We already know that we could store all of them and got familiar with append, extend, and delete functions. In this lesson we will learn additional functions such as insert, remove, or pop, and their differences, properties. So let's open our git bash command prompt, a Jupyter notebook. It's lowercase, Jupyter notebook, click enter. It will run our local server. Okay, we will go to the Python first, lessons, and open this list file again here and continue our functions here. Okay, we have covered all these functions here. We already know, starting with property, we already showed in the previous slide that lists are mutable. It means that they are changed, and also it allows duplicate values inside of it, like this one. Let's see that we have a list like the A equals inside of list 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, again 4, 5, click enter. If I type in A again, you will see that it will just show or print out the same outputs as here, because it just takes and allows all duplicate values inside of it. But in sets, instead, if we would have a set here, we will cover all these sets in the future. Let's change them, click enter, delete this one, run it, and run it again. You will see that it will print out 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it will just print all these unique values here. But we will cover them later. For now, let's change it again to lists, click enter. Sorry, 2, 3, 2, 4, does not matter here, it's just an example. Run it again, you could see that it prints out all these duplicate values again. We know that lists are mutable and changed. We could insert the elements inside of the list. We know that how we could insert them. We have already covered append or extend functions, but they are inserting it to the end. But we also have an insert function for lists. How we should insert it? Let's create a new list here. And how should we use the insert function in order to insert certain characters or elements to the list? Let's see that we have the list consisting of the number here, a word, like time. Let's see, type in time, comma, and floating number, one float number here. Click Alt Enter. It will get all this result in this variable. If I print it out, you will see that these are variables here. But we want to insert additional elements to this list. How we should do this? First, we will have to write in the variable name here, new list. Then we will insert, we will type in insert function, like this one, and open the parentheses. First, insert function. What's the insert function? Insert function is used to insert the specific elements based on the index, and we want to specify first the index number, where do we want to insert, and after that we could just insert it. We can't insert like this number without defining the index number here. That's why if I just run it without defining the index number, it will give me the error that insert expected 2 arguments, and one argument could be the positional argument here. Where do we want to place this number here? Let's type in 2 and click run, and let's print out this variable again. Click enter. You could see that it would insert 123 after the 32 element here. Why? Because starting from 0, it would print this value to the second argument. If this one is 0, this one could be 1, and 123 will be the third argument, second argument here, and it will print out this value in this place. Next function is the index function. Index function identifies the index number of a specific number in a list. How we should use it? First, let's see that we want to identify the index number of a certain variable. This is, or in the list, click enter, and let's see that I want to specify the index number of this time here. If I type in new list, or 123, let's say I want to specify this name first, list, and type in index, and after index function I will have to give the argument itself what index we want to from which number we want to get print out this index, which number do we need for getting to know the index. Let's say 123. We want to know the index number of this value. If I click run, it will print out the 2. You could see that it will count the positional or index number of this number. If I type in time instead of this, like time, click enter, it will print out 3. Okay, and let's see that I want, you will see it has a position of 123. Let's see that I want to insert one more value, 123, to this after the fourth or third argument here. Let's fourth argument here, and click run and print it out again. And now our list will contain 2 items with 123. If I print out, and let's print it, run it again, it will have 2 values. And if I want to find the position name of this number, it will automatically count the first value. It will give the index of the first value, but it will ignore the second one. If we want to if we have a list and we want to know the positional item of this second value here, we will have to give what? We will have to give the positional starting position, or specific number here, from where do we want to count it. Let's type in for example 3 and click run. It will print out 4th. You could see that it will print 0, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It will already printed out the index number of this value, because we are starting to count from this one, from time 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the time, and it starts from here. If I type in 2 instead of 3, click enter, it will print out again this one, because it will include this value here, this index, and it will count this one again. In order to count the second or third, just it's enough to give the second parameter here. Also, we already know how to delete a value based on the index, and we will learn the similar function called remove, which deletes value in a list based on the given value itself. Let's see that I have a value here, 132, 123. Let's say that I want to delete this value here. In order to remove it, we already know how to use delete function. Delete function is used like this one, del function. Then we will type in a new list variable here, and then I will type in what? The positional index here, and if I click enter, it will delete the third argument here, but I don't want to do it like this. We have already explained delete function. I want to use a remove function here. New list dot remove, and remove function works not based on the index. It does not remove based on the index. Like you don't have to specify 0 first or second element. You will have to give the value itself in a remove function. If I want to delete 123, I will just type this number here and it will automatically remove it. If I print it, this one again, it will, you could see that it has already removed one of these values here. You can't give a position name as a second argument in the remove function. You should just delete separately them if you have more than one number here. Okay, we also have a pop function. Pop function works almost exactly as the delete function. Let's see that I want to, first let's remember the delete function here, del new list second argument. I want to delete, or the first argument here, 34. Click enter, and if I print out new list, it will delete 34. But how does pop function works? Pop function works almost the same, but the difference is in the terminology. It as the delete function, it also deletes or removes the item based on the index, but it should be written as these functions here, as the index and remove function. We are combining pop function to the variable here, pop, and then we are just specifying what? The positional argument here, or index number. Let's see, I want to delete the first argument, 0, click enter. It will print out the deleted item here. If I print out the variable name, new list, enter, you will see that it's already has 3 elements here. It has deleted the first argument. And again, here's a quick trick. We already know that we could print a specific area of a list, like this one. And let's see that we have a list here, a equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we already know how to print a specific area of a list, like this one. I want to print out all the elements after the third or second argument here. It just prints all these values here. First I will print this out, second this one. Okay, it will print all these values after the second argument, second element. We already know this. This is the basic syntaxes. If you don't know, just go to my previous lessons and learn this, and at the same time practice it. But if we want to see it in a more advanced way without removing it, we could simply concatenate all these positional arguments. If we want to print out certain parts, these parts, you might have a big list, like a long list here, and you don't, without removing it, you want to specify certain parts of this list. How we should do this? It's very simple. First, let's see that I want to print out the first 2 arguments. Then I want to print out all the arguments after the 4th position here. If I click enter, you could see that it will print out first 2 arguments here, 1 and 2, and all the arguments after these 4 index number here, this number 1, 2, and 5, 6, 4. If I type in 5, it will print out after this number here, 6 and 7, and 1 and 2. This is also very useful to know when you would work with list functions here. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Bye.